Namaste. Thank you guys for coming, for doing yoga and taking this time to just kind of get into our bodies, get into our minds a little bit. And kind of one of the things I've been kind of thinking about a lot today is kind of just the importance of fluidity in both body and mind. And people say that all the time. Oh, you just need to go with the flow. You just need to relax. You just need to, kind of come into yourself in a way that's not so rigid. But I think it's something that's a little bit more, it's a little harder to practice. It's something to really develop fluidity within yourself. And there's so many layers to that fluidity. And I think part of it is, it's addressing things like our expectations, our attachments, how we think things should or should not be. And sort of our identification with being either or like it has to be either this or it has to be that. We should do this, we should not do that. And I think often it's this duality perception that causes a lot of conflict within ourselves, because we don't necessarily always identify on an internal level with what our sort of society or our culture or our community might say is the correct should or should not, or that you should think this way, be this certain way, or you should not be this certain way. It's okay to express yourself this way. It's not okay to express yourself this way. And so I think we end up with all of these kind of layers that we're working through, because we also have our own sort of relationship with past experiences, past trauma, past lenses of perception and thought, our upbringing, all of these things. And then we're also trying to figure out, what is my internal paradigm? Like, what is my center? And how do I operate from that? So there's this whole thing that we have to go through with sort of like identifying what is it that we truly think? What is it that we truly believe? And so we have to question all these things. What is these external perceptions that have been put onto me? And do I really identify with those things? Or am I just falling into an assumed kind of program where it's like, oh yeah, I've always thought that. There was many people that asked me something, and I'll start to respond to their question. And I'll start giving my answer and all these things. And as the answer is coming out of my mouth, all of a sudden I realize, oh, I actually don't really think that anymore. I don't actually agree with that. But I was operating from old software, old sort of ways of thinking. And my mind, rather than being present and asking that question to myself, gave you the sort of auto response of my previous assumed knowledge. And in doing so, I started to speak from a place that I no longer truly identify with. And as I sort of am realizing these things, then it allows me to really ask those questions. What do I believe? What do I think? What do I align with? What speaks true to who I am as a person? And that's really, I think, very important, because I think a lot of the rigidity, a lot of the suffering that we experience comes from these identifications with these thoughts that we have to be a certain way, that we have to meet a certain criteria in order to be accepted, in order to be received, in order to be loved. And that basically often means that it's not okay to be who we are in this moment. It's not okay to think the way that we think or to believe the way that we believe. We lessen the importance on our own identifications, on our own beliefs, our own truth, and give favor to something that's totally outside of us. We pay homage to our ancestors, we pay homage to tradition, we pay homage to culture, to society, to government. But often we don't really, that's not what we think, it's not what we feel. And it causes us a lot of suffering. This idea of needing to belong, needing to be a part of something. But why? What does it do for you? What is it, truly? If you're living your life in honor of everyone else but yourself, is your life truly going to be joyful? Is it truly going to be fulfilling? Probably not, right? So I really kind of have been working more with this internalization of just like, how do we truly live from our own truths, live from our own place of power, and develop a sort of fluidity that still allows us to take in external influence, to take in external teaching and observation, but also maintain the sense of space for myself, for who I am as a person. And, I think there's a certain amount of just being open-minded and all these things is all very, I think we should be open-minded. I think we should always be willing to get more information, because I am so much. I can only possess so much. I've only learned so much in this life. And many people have learned many other things that I don't know anything about, that I can learn a lot from that. They can give me a lot of perspective on my own experience. But ultimately, it's my experience that I'm basing my life upon. And so, we just have to ask more of those internal questions and really sit with ourselves and really see, what, is it that I truly align with? And if I don't align with something internally, if I experience true conflict with something, should I continue to try to honor that thing? Continue to try to pay homage to something that really has no bearing on my true reality? And I think, I think we should figure more of these things out for ourselves. And I think that we should really learn to accept more of the beauty that is ourself in all of its expression, in its sort of multifaceted essence. We are these animalistic primal beings, while also being these beautiful expressions of consciousness. And I think that if we can blend both our nature on a physical level with our nature on a spiritual and energetic level, then I think we can find this greater sense of harmony and being with ourselves. And I think that process of developing fluidity begins with developing true compassion with ourselves, true love with ourselves, practicing ahimsa, non-violence towards ourselves and others. And so I want to kind of just begin our practice today with a chant, the Om Mani Padme Hum, kind of this chant of the embodiment of compassion. That is sort of the paying homage to Chenrezig or Avalokiteshvara, who is the bodhisattva of compassion. So I guess, just really try to feel out those places where you could show a little bit more love towards yourself, where you could show a little bit more love to all of the living beings in your life, and where you could show a little bit more love to the environment in which you're existing within. And so that's what we're going to kind of tap into, and then we'll move into our kind of movement practice. So this Om Mani Padme Hum. Mani Om Mani Padme Hum Avalokiteshvara Om Chinese Om Mani Padme Hum Avalokiteshvara Om Mani Padme Hum 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 Om Mani Padme Just kind of come into our breath. Take a nice deep breath in through your belly, expanding from your center, expanding from your solar plexus. Simultaneously, the breath is moving down into the abdomen and into the chest. And then on the out breath, breathing out through the mouth or the nose, contracting the abdomen in and upwards. Nice and even deep breaths. Take a nice deep breath in. And out. Take a deep breath in. And out. Let go of your shoulders, let go of your face. Find nice to be comfortable in your body. If you need to move, move. Take a nice deep breath in. And out. Let's begin just chanting Om together, just a few times. Take a nice deep breath in. And begin. Last time. It's an indication to the Guru, the teacher within. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave just stretch out your legs. Wiggle your feet. Once you wipe your hips. And we're going to come up into standing. Okay, so first, let's start with just rubbing your belly. Just waking up. Digestion is kind of an after lunch thing too, and just getting things kind of moving. Activating a little energy here. For those of you just coming on, I could be doing anything right now. Who knows? Then relax. Take a nice deep breath in, bring the hands up. When you're coming up here at the top, you can make that mudra, that Shiva mudra, the consciousness mudra, which is just making a triangle with your hands. And then on the out breath, breathing down. Coming down, you can do the Shakti mudra, which is the downward triangle. And then breathing up, we're just gonna kind of go right into this flow. So we're just gonna breathe back, doing a gentle back bend. Push out, opening up the shoulders, kind of arching the spine. Breathing in, opening up the chest, gentle back bend. And then breathing out, we're gonna come down the back of the legs. Bending the knees on the coming up. You can do that triangle at the triangle mudra, Shiva mudra at the top. Breathing out, pushing down. Breathing in, moving back. Breathing out, pushing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Bending the knees, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And out. Bending the knees, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Bending the knees, breathing in. Breathing out, French press down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Out. Bending the knees, breathing in. Shiva mudra, breathing out, French press down. Shakti mudra. Breathing in, moving back. Breathing out, push out. Breathing in, gentle back bend. Breathing out, coming down. Breathing in. And out. Relax. Shake it out a little bit. And just start rotating the neck. Just taking a gentle motion here. Keep the back spine nice and spacious in the back spine. We're just kind of warming up the support muscles, getting the synovial fluid moving, waking up the neck, the nervous system. Notice I got a little bit of a catch in my neck today. I'm going to go the opposite direction. relax. Then let's start rotating your shoulder. Really get your spine moving, engaging the knees, the feet, the ankles. Get your scapula off your shoulders. Stay loose in your body. So really just a fluidity that we talked about earlier. The more fluid we can be in body, the more fluid we can be in our mind. The more fluid we are in our mind, the more that we can enjoy all that life has to offer us, all that life is bringing us. We're going to dance more, we're going to sing more, we're going to really let things out. Let's go the opposite direction. Nice and gentle with your body. Don't be too forceful, too fast. Let yourself tap into the rhythm of the motion. The rhythm. An inner rhythm. Rhythm of the universe. Very nice. And let's add your elbows. A little bit wider with that motion. And then let's do the left side. Sweeping back, bending the knee. Following your hand, twisting. Try to keep the feet forward. Bend. Switch arms, bending the knees, following the hand back, the gentle spinal twists, engaging, staying light through the knees, the hips, the ankles, the feet. And relax. Shake it out. And we're gonna get kind of a nice stance here, as wide as you'd like it to be. You can either interlace the fingers, like you really got two hands here, or you can stack them on top of each other, leaving kind of space as if they have like a broom handle. But you're gonna imagine we're gonna do this big churning motion, like we're churning a big cauldron. And so when we do it, I mean, it's big. I mean, you're going to have to really reach out there. And when you come around, twisting the body, you know, I have to come all the way back in order to get it. So I'm really reaching. And so if you're looking at it from the side, I'm stretching and going like this. I'm really engaging through the whole spine. This is also kind of a core exercise. We're working all the support muscles, the side obliques, the back, the abdomen, the hips. And then we're going to go the opposite direction. If you're in India, this might be what it looks like when you go to some of those mega kitchen ashrams where they're feeding hundreds of thousands of people in a day, and they're churning a big pot of rice or dal, perhaps maybe a buttermilk. Really churning. And relax. And let's just start to circle our hips. So that kind of around the world motion. knees together. And first, let's just start to kind of like rock back and forth on our toes. So we're gonna straighten the leg, kind of coming back, then bend the knee, rolling it forward. So just kind of engaging here at the quadriceps, the knees, the calf muscles. Just rolling kind of forward and back. Just bending and straightening. Activating the feet. Alright, relax. And then just slowly start to rotate your knees. So lighten your feet and ankles. The opposite direction. Relax. Alright. We're going to come up on our tippy toes. We're going to drop our feet down. Just let it slam down. Not enough to bruise your feet or anything like this, but we're just activating the heels and the bottoms of the feet. Getting these meridians awake. Getting some blood down there. Gently strengthening the ankles, the calves, the arches. Relax. Alright, we're going to get big, and then we're going to get small. Coming down into squat. So really get our butt sunk down, and then come up, and then down. Breathe in, and out. Breathing in, and out. Breathing in, and out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, and out. One more time. Breathing in, and out. Now we'll sit here until next year, sometime. You can bend your wrists down a little bit more if you want a little bit more of a stretch there. Now gently, slowly coming up with control. Try not to hurt yourself. Shake out your hips. If you want to rotate your hip, going up. Just kind of rotating the joints. Do the opposite leg. Balance that I do. And relax. Alright. Just checking with our body. I totally got kink in my neck. That's alright. Alright. So, let's do brain is good. There we're up. That's what I was gonna do next. Let's do this. We'll do a stretch. So we're gonna come stretching. Oh, I know what I was gonna do. Stretching side body. So you're kind of like pushing opposite directions. And breathing in, breathe out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. in. And out. Breathing in. One more time. Breathe in and out. Breathing in and out the left side. Alright, relax. Check it out. This is that one where we're going to rotate our arms. We're just going to move, engage our legs. So we're just getting fluidity here in the shoulder joint, here in the elbow, the wrists, opening up in our chests. The opposite direction. Switch hands. Rotating your elbow, shoulder joint, wrist. Opposite direction. Relax. Rotate your wrists. Opposite direction. Then chicken. Just do a gentle twist here. Just kind of dead arms. Engaging the whole spine. Come up from the chest, opening up, gently tapping here. So off is a T off the shoulders. Now cactus arms. Nice and gentle with your spine, don't overexert. Relax. Check it out. Just gotta bring our feet towards the front edge of the mat. Take them out about 2.5 to 3 feet. We're just gonna sink down in the middle of our leg. We're gonna take our hands, it's like that sumo stretch I kind of talk about. Taking your hand, pushing the inside of the hip, rotating, looking over the opposite shoulder. So you should feel a nice stretch in the inner thigh, but also here in the back and neck. But try not to be too intense with your body. Maybe only do about 70% of its fullest expression. Don't get strained, don't strain the neck. If you need to let the neck hang down, that's fine. Do what's comfortable. In the opposite direction. Looking over the right or left shoulder, whatever is the opposite for you. feet, legs, and switch. Straighten the legs. Just going to gently start to go forward fold. You can either grab here at the thighs if you need. You can go for more for the legs. Bring your hands to the floor. Let your shoulders hang loose. Maybe you want to take your elbows, just kind of hang here. You want to be dead. Maybe you want to brush the floor. Just let yourself be down for a moment. If you'd like to deepen your stretch, you can take your hands on the inside of the leg and gently pull forward, pulling the head towards the floor, this more straight knee. Some people like to also grab the heels. Some people will step on the feet and bring it down. There are all different variations you can go for. The biggest thing is let your back and neck go. Let your shoulders fall open for that stretch. And slowly bend your legs just a little bit. Instead of just coming up, what I want you to do is kind of brush open. If you can, be gentle. We're just going to brush the ground. So you have a big back bend. So we're being gentle in our body. Really controlled and with strength and focus. Be balanced in your feet. If you're starting to get dizzy, maybe pause and go the opposite direction. Couple more times, circle. And then we're going to rest back here, and then you just bring your feet closer if you need to, or you can keep them far apart. Just rest here for a moment in this down position. Slowly plant your hands, slowly start to heel toe in. Bend your knees, and then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, come up. Bring the hands down. Let's do just a few rounds that flow we started class with. We'll just take a nice deep breath, bring your hands up. Shiva Mudra, breathing out, French press down. Shakti Mudra, breathing in, weaving back, gentle back bend, you bend through your knees. Breathing out, push out. Breathing in, weaving back. Breathing out, coming down. The back of the leg. Breathing in, bending the knees, rising up. Shiva Mudra, breathing out, French press down. Shakti Mudra, breathing in, weaving back. Breathing out, push out. Breathing in, weaving back. Breathing out, coming down. Couple more times, bend the knees, breathing in. Breathing out, pushing down. Breathing in, breathing out. and out. Bend your knees, breathing in, coming up. Shiva Mudra, breathing out, French pressing down. Shakti Mudra, breathing in, moving back, back bend. Breathing out, push forward. Breathing in, moving back. Breathing out, coming down the back of the body. Breathing up and out. Relax. Check in with your body. Be loose. Shake out any tension. We're going to do a few. Let's see, what time is it right now? It is 3:48. Okay. So let's go into a few rounds of Surya Namaskar. We're going to do a little bit of groundwork too. So this is going to be traditional Surya Namaskar, so more of the Hatha Yoga style. So if you don't know it, just follow along. So bring feet together, hands come into prayer posture. Breathing in, hands come out and up. And once your biceps are in line with the ears, then we gently come back into back bend. Breathing out, forward fold. Hands can come to the shins, they can come to the feet, to the floor, forehead towards the knee. Plant the left foot into the ground, take the right foot back, knee down, chest is up, gaze is forward. You can push forward gently to deepen your stretch. Breathing out, come into plank. Back is straight, knees are straight, head comes back, gaze is forward. Knees down, chest down, forehead down, hips remain up. Breathing in, come in your first cobra, be gentle, keep the elbows bent, head comes back, shoulders are down from the ears. Moving out, coming to downward dog. So just kind of play with your feet here, maybe straighten one leg and bend the next. Just kind of pedal the feet, kind of play into this. Warming up the calves, the ankles. Straighten, play around here. Take the right foot up towards the front, left knee down, chest is up, gaze is forward, push forward to deepen your stretch. Breathing out, forward fold, left foot comes forward. Let your shoulders hang, your back hang, neck. Breathing in, bring the hands together, slowly coming up one vertebrae at a time. Come back into back bend. Breathing out, back to prayer posture. Okay, so take a nice deep breath in. and out. Take a deep breath in, coming up. Biceps in line with the ears. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, left leg back. Knee down. Chest is forward, gaze is up. Push forward to deepen your stretch. Breathing out, come into plank. Sustain the breath, knees down, chest down, forehead down, hips are up. Breathing in, coming up into cobra. Breathing out, coming into downward dog. Working our heels towards the floor, but be gentle here. In your body, working head towards the ground. Opening up here in the shoulders. Left leg comes forward, knee down, chest is up, gaze is forward, push forward to deepen the stretch. Right foot meets left, forward fold. Breathing in, coming up one vertebrae at a time. Back bend. Breathing out, prayer posture. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in, coming up. Breathing out, forward fold. In, right leg back, knees down, chest is forward, gaze is forward. Left leg back, plank. Knees down, chest down, forehead down, hips are up. Breathing in, cobra. Breathing out, downward dog. Breathing in, left leg forward. Knee down, right leg forward, sorry. Knee down, chest is up, gaze is forward. Breathing out, forward fold, left leg forward. Breathing in, coming up one vertebrae at a time, back bend. Breathing out, prayer posture. Okay, one more round. Breathing in, a nice deep breath in, coming up. Biceps remain in line with the ears, back. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, left leg back, knees down, chest is up, gaze is forward. Right leg back. Plank. Knees down, chest is down, foreheads are down, hips are up. Breathing in, coming up into cobra. Breathing out, coming into downward dog. Breathing in, left leg forward. Right knee is down, gaze is up. Push forward to deepen your stretch. Right foot meets left, forward fold. Breathing in, slowly coming up. Back in. Breathing out, grab posture. So our last one. Take it with your body. We're going to hold these postures a little bit longer than one breath, so maybe about 3 breaths per posture. We're not going to go through the full round, we'll transition into floor about midway through. Just take a nice deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in, coming up, back in. Biceps in line with your ears. The head comes back, hips can push forward, deepen the stretch. Forward fold, gently coming down, control. Hands come to the floor. On your knees, you can also grab the back of the ankles, trying to bring the forehead towards the floor if that's where you're at today in your practice. Still remembering that only about 70% of your fullest expression gives you all of the benefit without straining the body. So don't tense the body. Challenge the body, but don't do it in a tense and rigid way. Plant the hands, right leg comes back, knee down, gaze is forward. You're going to walk, take your left hand, put it onto the knee. You're going to push up and sink into the stretch. And then if you'd like, if you feel strong here, so one, take your front foot out further to the wider edge of the mat if this is uncomfortable. Sink down in the middle. Once you're ready, you can take your hands out. We're going to do these kind of cactus arms. Opening up the chest. Take your right arm, weave it past your leg, your front leg. And feel this nice spinal twist here. Back, cactus arms. Then we're returning back to the mat, hands to the mat. Take a moment here. We're going to bring the right leg back into plank. Bring your knees down, chest down, forehead down, hips are up. Coming up into cobra. And downward dog. And bring the right leg forward, left knee down. You ready? Slowly take your right hand, push up on the knee, walking back. If you feel slightly out of balance, take your right foot wider on the mat, sink down in the middle of the body. You pulse. When you're ready, you're just going to sink into this stretch. Like, you can open up into cactus arms, opening up your chest, the heart center. And then take your left hand, take it over the right leg, twist open. And then slowly coming back to the front. Open up into your cactus arms one more time. Bringing the hands to the floor. Rest here for a moment. Maybe rock back to release some of the tension on the leg. And playing back and forth. I'm going to bring the left leg forward. Fold, fold. Rest here for a moment. Being still active in the hamstrings. Tuck your belly just slightly to deepen your stretch. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time, coming up, back bend. So I lied, we have one more half of this. And then we'll be onto the ground. Doing some other fun stuff. So only a few more standing postures. So just take a nice deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in, coming up and back. Breathing out, forward fold. Your head and neck hang. Take our left leg back. Bring the knee down, chest is up. Right leg comes back, plank. Knees down, Chest down, forehead down, hips are up. Breathing in, coming up into cobra. Breathing out, coming into child's pose. Taking the knees, widen the mat. Feet, big toes are together. Arms come long in a pranam. Opening up the chest, the triceps, the shoulder joints. Showing our love and gratitude for Mother Earth, for Bhumi Mata, for Mother Gaia. Showing our love and gratitude for ourselves, for our practice. Slowly walking the hands towards the right, opening up your left side body. Slowly opening up on the right side body, walking your hands towards the left. Feeling this nice stretch from the top of the ilium, the hip bone, to the quadratus labrum, into the intercostal spaces of the ribs. Opening up the spine. Slowly walking the hands back towards the middle, and the arms long. Walk your hands back about 1.5 hand lengths. And then what I want you to do is I just want you to pull forward. Actually, you might not even have to go back a hand length. And then just coming up in this upward dog with the knees bent. Heads back, shoulders are down by your ears. And then just coming back. You can keep the legs engaged by keeping the feet off the ground and then just keeping the arms long. So that opening up here in the chest. And just pulls forward. Adjust your hands as needed. Up to the cobra. Breathing out, coming back down, coming up the front of the body. One more time, coming back up into cobra. Back, opening up in front. Walk your hands to meet in line with your head. I'm going to push up, bring the feet down, adjust, coming into all fours with a neutral spine. So let's actually start with doing hip rotation. So just opening up the hips. You can bring the hips slightly closer together, your knees slightly closer together if this is too hard for wide hips. And we're just going to engage those hip rotators, the abdomen, the core muscles, the glutes. Opening up here in the familial joints. To the opposite direction. Relax. Back to neutral spine. So we're going to do a few rounds of scapular push-ups. So push up in the middle of the back, bring chin to chest. Then drop the shoulders down between the shoulder blades, bringing the scapula together. Breathing in, rolling chin to chest. Breathing out, sinking between the shoulder blades. Breathing in. Hand out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. A couple more times. With your own breath. Breathing in. Shake it out a little bit. Just bring the left hand in line with the face. We're going to open up here. Bring the right hand towards the sky. The spinal twist. Don't be rigid. Don't strain the neck to get here. Don't strain the body to get here. Bring the right hand underneath the arm. Laying down onto the shoulder. You can bring your shoulder in the socket more towards the right, and that'll deepen your stretch. Just relax down here. And the hands slowly coming back up to a neutral spine. Take a moment. Pick your right hand underneath the face. Open up onto your left side. You can take the gaze towards the ceiling if you'd like, or just let your neck be relaxed. Be nice and easy in your body. Take the left hand underneath, moving it under, coming down. You can pull your joint in the socket again, deepen that stretch towards the outside. Let your right hand come back up to neutral spine. Drag your tail a little bit. So a few rounds of cat-cow. So opening up, sinking the mid-spine. Breathing in, out. Arching the back, tucking the tailbone and chin to chest. Breathing in. Well, actually, it's breathing out here. Breathing in. And out, sinking up. And if you'd like, add in that lion's breath here when you go out. So breathing in, then breathing out. Stick your tongue out really wide, make your eyes big, open up your face. Then breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in. This is 4 more times at your own speed. Really getting deep fluid with your spine. Relax, come back to neutral. Shake it out a little bit. And then let's bring your left leg forward. I'm going to turn around and we're going to come into seated. So just start coming down one elbow at a time here. Laying on into Shavasana. Relax here for a moment. Let all that's happened in your practice so far integrate. Your body conform to the earth. Your spine go long. Bend your knees, walking them towards your glutes. Bring the palms of the floor to the ground. Now pushing up through the hips, planting through the hands. Do a little bit of this kind of bridge posture. And slowly release. Do that one more time. Take a nice deep breath in. And out. Take a deep breath in and then coming up. And out, coming down. You can keep your knees like this if you'd like, and just bring your palms to your belly. If you're able, take your left leg, your left ankle over top of the front knee, or over the top of the right knee. And then, if you'd like, you can take your left hand through the leg, through the figure four of the leg, grabbing the knee, interlacing the fingers, and then just gently bring it towards your body. You can also take your hand on the outside, grabbing just the knees, just the knee on the right. We're essentially doing this kind of pigeon style stretch. Keep your neck straight. Don't try not to turn the head while you're doing this. This nice stretch in the hip. keep your leg up there though. What I want you to do now is to try to cross your leg even more. Bring your knee over top of your other knee. So it's kind of pretzeled a little bit. Now what we're going to do is we're going to slowly bring that knee back into the chest again this time. Grabbing, interlocking the fingers, really opening up in the glutes. The IT band a little bit here too. Maybe feeling a little push here in the abdomen. You need to reset. Take a nice deep breath in, release a little bit, and then breathing out, opening up into space. Breathing in, breathing out. Remembering with every in-breath, we're inviting in new prana, new life force. Slowly relax back down. Release your legs. Either keep the knees bent or just bring both legs down to the floor now. Take a moment. Move your toes, move your knees and your hip joint. Maybe give your sacrum a little wibble wobble. And we're going to bring the knees back up, walking them towards the glutes again. Plant your hands in your mat, palms down. And do a couple more bridge. So take a deep breath in and out. And then breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, coming down. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in, coming up. Breathing out, release. Take a moment here, relax. Rest your palms on your belly. Spine go long, relax. Now we're going to take the right leg, ankle over top of the knee, letting the knee split open, hip split open, kind of a figure four here. Either we're going to take the right hand on the inside of the leg, or we're going to take the right hand on the outside and grab, interlace the fingers around the knee, opening up for this pigeon stretch kind of here. Feeling this nice stretch in the glute, the IT band, hip, there's some engagement in the abdomen. Keep your neck straight. Don't strain too much, but still take nice full deep breaths. Release slightly on your in breath. Move deeper and on your out breath. Just breathe into the space. Back down, just keep your leg here. Take a moment, take a nice deep breath in and out. Now we're going to cross the right leg even more over the left leg. Really bringing it across the knee, pretzeling up a little bit here. And we're going to slowly bring the left leg into the chest, grabbing the knee, keeping your back straight, and really feel the stretch here, the glutes. IT band a little bit, opening up in the hip. You can suck the belly in just slightly, but take nice, full, deep breaths. Relax the neck down, bring the shoulders down. Don't punch the shoulders to bring it in. Gently flexing the biceps and triceps. Slowly bring your left leg down, and then on the press of your legs. Either leave your knees up here, or just bring them both down back towards the back now. Just rest for a moment. Just up in Shavasana. Only had a couple more postures here for our final resting posture. Take your arms out to a T from your shoulders. And either bring both knees into chest. Now we'll do the knee variation today actually. So bring your knees up to 90 degrees. And then we're going to take your knees over towards the right. Taking the gaze over the left. One way to deepen this stretch would be to straighten straighten the bottom leg. That makes the stretch a little bit more intense. Trying to keep the shoulders down, still remain comfortable in the neck. Full, nice deep breaths. Ready to bring the right leg back up underneath. Slowly bring the legs back to 90 degrees. Pause here for a moment. Just rest. Knees bent. And take the left knees over towards the left side of the body. Falling down, taking the right gaze over the right shoulder. If you'd like to deepen that stretch, just take the bottom leg long. Bring the left leg back underneath. Bring the legs back here to the center. We're going to release the arms down, but we're going to grab here at our knees. Either grabbing with our hands and bringing towards the chest, or we're going to grab opposite elbows. Whatever's comfortable here, whatever's available, keeping the neck straight. Hugging the knees in the chest, maybe rock gently back and forth. Massaging the low back. Release the arms to the T.
And then we're just gonna sort of drop, because so the right leg is gonna drop straight down. The left leg's just gonna kind of splay open. So like the knee is gonna fall down below it. And we're just gonna kind of go back and forth here, just kind of splaying the hips. And then relax. Just relax back down to the mat. Bring the hands to the sides. Head up towards the sky. Just let your body be held by the earth. Come into your final relaxation posture of your practice. Nice full deep breath in through your belly, through your midline. Coming actually more from the solar plexus, expanding both down into the belly and the chest simultaneously. Imagine with every in-breath, all those places of tension, fatigue, all of it's filled with new life force, new spaciousness, new comfort. And on the out breath, you let go of anything that you're still holding on to. Let go of your shoulders, your jaw, your face, your neck, your spine, your belly, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your feet, your hands. Let yourself become truly comfortable, truly held in this position. Really connect the correlation between the breath and conscious relaxation. We're going to do a chant to Tara. Tara is the mother goddess in a form of compassion and healing and sort of helping us to just become more fully embodied. It's coming into this sort of natural aspect of just who we are. And sort of inviting healing into the world, into ourselves, into all those that we love, and all those that we don't like very much. Just bringing in this sense of compassion, this sense of light, this sense of ease and love and comfort to everyone. Om Tara Tutare swaha. Om Tara Tutare Ture 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 swaha. Om Tara Tutare Ready. Begin wiggling your fingers and your toes. Begin moving your limbs. When the time feels right, bend your right or left knee, roll over onto your side. Make a pillow with your hands and just sit in this posture of self-comfort, self-nourishment, self-love, and ease. When the time feels right, come back up into seated. Give yourself a big hug, squeeze, repeat after me. I love you. I forgive you. I appreciate you. I understand you. I accept you. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am capable. I am loving awareness. I love you. I appreciate you. Forgive you. I accept you. I understand you. You are beautiful. You are powerful. I am capable. Sorry. I am loving awareness.
Namah Shivaya. Namaste. Thank you, Facebook Live. Much love.